Let's talk about something no one admits to: boredom. That creeping feeling when you've stared at your inbox for the 10th time, reorganized your desk 3 times, checked the fridge, stared at the ceiling, did some clock watching, and you even started color coding your files again. We spend our lives running from boredom. Back-to-back meetings, endless emails, scrolling through social media, and binge watching Netflix, Prime, Disney. At the same time, double-checking the same spreadsheet, the same presentation, and yet, somehow, we're never satisfied. But here's the twist. Boredom's not the enemy. In fact, it's one of the most underrated tools for leadership, creativity, and problem solving. So think of it like this. You're an octopus, 8 tentacles, endless possibilities, capable of juggling a million things at once. But sometimes the smartest thing you can do is pause, float, and just think. Be a bored octopus. Let your mind wander. That's where the magic happens. So why then is boredom powerful? Harvard Business Review recently explored this, and they make a simple but startling point. Boredom isn't the enemy. It's a signal. A message from your brain saying, hey, you're capable of so much more, so think. When we allow ourselves to be bored without instant directions, our minds start to wander, not aimlessly, but creatively. That wandering mind is where insights happen, that's where problem-solving magic happens, and that's where leadership ideas spark. Be that octopus. Let each tentacle of your brain explore different ideas without rushing to grab the nearest task. You'd be surprised how often the simplest pause produces the most complex solutions. I get it. In my training sessions, people squirm when there's a pause. They expect non-stop action, slides, discussions, debates, maybe even a dance break if they could get away with it. But here's the truth. I deliberately insert moments when nothing happens. Nothing. Nothing. I call it the boredom pause. And at first, people look at me as though I've grown a second head. Some check their watches, others are under the table texting, and then something interesting happens. Their brains start working differently. They begin reflecting. They start connecting ideas they hadn't noticed before. And 90% of the time, they end up coming up with solutions to problems and challenges they've been stuck on for weeks. The octopus doesn't panic when it's still. It doesn't flail its tentacles in every direction at once. It waits, observes, and then moves decisively. That's exactly what I want my participants to do in those pauses. Okay, now you're wondering how boredom is linked to leadership. As a leader, we're often taught to be constantly engaged, to fill every second with activity, updates, reports. But real leadership isn't about constant motion. It's about clarity, strategic thinking, the ability to pause, reflect, and let your mind make unexpected connections. Boredom, in a way, in a controlled way, is a leadership tool. It teaches patience, it nurtures creativity, and it reminds us that we don't always need a meeting or a presentation to solve problems. Sometimes we just need a little stillness. Be a bored octopus in your leadership. Let each tentacle of your attention explore different angles, but know when to stay still. That's how breakthrough thinking happens. And now you're wondering how you use boredom to your advantage. Well, here's 3 ways that I incorporate it. Firstly, I use intentional pauses in training sessions and meetings. I stop talking, stop presenting, and let participants sit with their thoughts. Some doodle, some fidget, but almost all generates insights. Secondly, solo reflection time. Encourage your team to step away from the screens for 10 to 15 minutes. No emails, no WhatsApp or text messages, just thinking. And you'll be surprised how often great ideas come during that coffee break or a quiet walk. And then thirdly, resist the urge to overplan. Leave space in your schedule for unscheduled thinking. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable at first, but it's where breakthroughs truly happen. And absolutely, it helps you survive those endless strategy meetings without reaching for that window and jumping out of it. Boredom isn't a problem to solve. It's a superpower to embrace. Leaders who learn to tolerate and even welcome boredom are the ones who see connections others miss. They create solutions others overlook, and they inspire innovation in their teams because they show that sometimes doing nothing is the most productive thing you can do. So, the next time your mind starts to wander, don't panic. Lean into it. Let boredom work its magic, and remember, be a bored octopus. 8 tentacles, plenty of options, but sometimes the smartest move is to pause, think, and let your creativity flow. If you want to really master this skill, to learn how to strategically pause, reflect, and harness the power of boredom for leadership and decision making, come and join one of my leadership training courses. We'll teach you how to be bored, how to be a bored octopus, and turn that stillness into your competitive advantage. Thank you, and I'll speak to you soon.